You know what it is, Hip Hop Mike. Shout out to Station Head, Lyrical Lemonade, everybody that supports the interviews each and every week. I have some special guests here, which is actually a first time for me. So, I mean, those of you that have watched the interviews, you know that I kind of like built a name per se, interviewing a lot of my friends who just blew up on Instagram. But there's a new platform that's kind of taken over the world and giving people, I think, a more like friendly light. Like, not for nothing, there's a lot of negative-ish on Instagram. Like, TikTok's just all fun and games and positive. And these two guests today, I have Clapdaddie and Q. They basically are some of the biggest on the platform, I say. I mean, at this point, y'all have crazy followings and like bring joy to a lot of people every day. So yeah, thank you so much for coming through.
Well, thank you for letting us be here. This is awesome.
All love. How long have you guys been like super lit for? Because one thing I know about TikTok, it's like people blow up fast.
Yeah. So I've been on TikTok since August.
Okay.
So it's like, and I didn't start getting like a lot of followers till like October. So all of this going on is completely new to me.
It's a few months, not even like.
And yesterday was my first, like, my full year on TikTok.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So you were on earlier.
So I just hit a year on TikTok.
Fire.
Crazy.
Congrats.
Thank you.
My first question, I guess, would have to be for him then, because being on TikTok for a year, I think I came across it maybe around the same time as you, like, you know, not too long ago. And I noticed there was like a boom recently, but what was it like a year ago before I think like all this traffic kind of flooded to it?
Well, really, what you have to see with it, like, there's a lot more to TikTok that you don't, like, understand unless you, like, really go in depth with it. So, like, I was just making videos for fun, you know, just throwing content out there. But, like, there's a whole algorithm, there's a whole, like, hype, and there's a whole trend. And it just depends on what you do. And the trends and, like, the hype has really, like, boosted in the past couple months compared to, like, earlier where it was just, like, a couple people throw videos out there and some would get likes, some wouldn't, and now it's just like you follow a trend and it just blows up.
So originally it wasn't even like the same approach. It sounds like you had to start out one way and now adapt to this new way.
Yeah.
What originally was like the approach? Because now I hear it's just like be consistent with videos, always try and follow these trends. But at first, I mean, you mentioned an algorithm. What does that look like for like somebody who wants to create content?
Well, if someone wants to create content, it's what I mainly say to everyone who wants to, you know, start on TikTok is be creative, do something your own way. People like different, so you can stay with the trends and whatnot, but like go off the beaten path, because people would be, you know, they constantly see the trends like okay cool, and then it kind of gets boring.
So it's all the identity, really.
All the identity, and then when you throw, you know, your little mix into it, you know, change it up a bit, or different song, different dance.
Wear a full suit.
Waxing. And people like it because people like change and people like different. So.
Okay. Where did the suit come into play, and where did the cosplay? Because I see you have like all kinds of different fits. Like, was that something that like off the bat you were like, this is what we want to do, or did it take time to kind of develop those characters?
Well, I did cosplay like a little bit before TikTok and stuff, and like I had posted like some photos and stuff, but it wasn't anything serious. And my friend was just like, oh, you should join this app. Like, there's a bunch of people that just, like, dress up on there. So I just was like, okay. So I did one. My very first cosplay was a mixture of it and Harley Quinn.
Okay, that's crazy.
And we actually didn't even know each other when the whole Mafia thing happened. Like, we had no idea each other existed.
So, yeah, TikTok Mafia, I mean, it's you could probably explain it better than me, but I know you guys are part of, like, this clique now that's expanding. What is TikTok Mafia, and how did you guys meet?
Go ahead.
He is TikTok
you
Mafia.
You got this. He is it.
Don't worry, I got a lot of questions for you, too.
So I cosplay in the same sense as her, but I make original cosplay, so that's more of just my own character.
Okay.
So it'd be a setting, so I could be a DJ, I could be a mafia leader, whatnot, but it's just a random character.
Okay.
And I made a couple characters before, and people liked them. It was, you know, small, and then I saw a Mafia video. I forget why. I saw the Mafia hashtag.
Alright.
I'm like, okay, this is something I can do. I need a new OC. So I walked into my closet and I'm like, I got a suit, I got a bow tie, and I just made a couple videos and it completely blew up. So
You became suit and bow tie guy.
yeah, basically.
That's awesome. And then where did you come? So you said you started it a little earlier, but did it blow up crazy on TikTok off of a certain character? Or?
Yeah, so I was at I want to say 50K. Like I had gotten to about 50K, and I was so stoked. I was like, this is
that's
sick.
more than I have,
Yeah.
and I've been working at the gram 10 years.
I was just like, this is amazing. I was so excited. And then I was just sitting there going oh, well, I saw this video, and it was a duet, and it was this one guy, and then it was Colton, and I was like, this guy looks really cool and stuff. And then I saw his content, it was all 50s stuff.
Okay.
All 50s, older stuff, and I was like, this is so cool. And then I saw his Mafia thing, and how everyone was walking and doing all this cool stuff, and I was just like, let me just do it. I got a dress. I did the exact same thing. I got a dress, I got heels, I got hair. Let's just do it. And I just filmed the video, and people just lost it because I put plot twist on his bodyguard.
Okay.
And everyone at the time was just acting like his wife. They were just oh, I'm his wife and stuff. And I was like, let me be different. So, and then everyone just.
So we're
it.
all these other girls are trying to slide into the comments to get your attention. She's like,
Yeah.
let's do some business. Be a bodyguard.
Let's beat some.
Let's beat some ass. That's fire. And then how did you guys actually meet? Did you see something of hers? I mean, you saw something of his. Did you reach out? How did the connection happen?
I think you duetted a couple of my videos, and I
Okay.
started seeing it, and I liked the concept of, because she said, so everyone was trying to be my wife or my sister or my aunt or
She complimented you
and
well.
then she's just like, I'm his bodyguard, and I'm just like.
In a cocktail dress.
In a cocktail
Yeah,
dress.
I like that.
And it's just alrighty, I like that. I like the different within, everyone wants to be the same
Yeah.
thing. And then she's like, let me be bodyguard. And it's like, okay, that'd be a cool concept for my character to have a bodyguard, but not just a couple big guys,
not traditional bodyguards.
No, it's Black Widow and the Avengers,
You heard
it's
that. It's
different.
She's like, I gotta get a Black Widow costume.
I know, right?
That's fire. So then things blew up, and then TikTok Mafia became just naturally what you guys were calling it, or did you guys say officially we need to have a group called, and everybody use the hashtag, everybody do this theme?
Well, he was using the hashtag for a while, and then I started using the hashtag, and then I think people started seeing it a lot more, and people just were just oh, this is so cool. And then that's when bigger TikTokers got into it and all this stuff, and then that's when I started realizing that my character was getting bigger because I had big TikTokers. When he followed me, I had other TikTokers that followed me. I was just oh, this is it. This is thing.
Do you both love the attention that comes with it, or is anything about it stressful?
I'll let you answer first.
I can't even imagine. I'm on the radio, nobody sees my face, so I could go outside and chill, but I'm sure people recognize you guys all the time at this point.
People it's interesting because I at least don't get recognized too much. I've gotten recognized maybe a handful of times.
Okay.
But it's probably because I'm not in a full cocktail dress and heels and long hair and everything.
Gotcha.
So
But don't walk past a middle school or high school.
oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's usually the rule. But it's I think the only part that might be a little stressful is sometimes we have to filter ourselves because he's 21, I'm 20, we want to curse, we want to do all this stuff, but I think we have to realize that there's 14, 15-year-old kids watching us. So we sort of have to filter ourselves.
It's really responsible too, because if you think of kids that are your age, I'm a little older, I'm 29, so 2021, I didn't care if anybody told me to filter myself.
Yeah.
I was talking so much ish, the fact that you guys are you know what, there's a community, it's really, you're doing it in a responsible way, and you're keeping people happy and entertaining them without even really having to troll,
No.
on some negative,
and you just gotta really, like Caoimhe was saying, you just gotta kind of watch yourself because you have eyes and ears everywhere, and people do see you, or people do spot you, and sometimes won't even say hello. But
Yeah.
I was sitting with my father at a little cafe in San Diego, and the girl next to me recognized me, and just out of the blue, and
It's
you just
wild.
yeah, and there's a community, and there's younger kids, so you gotta just play nice with everyone.
The good thing was that since it was the Mafia. It was sort of like people that were watching this stuff already were just like, this is older content already.
Okay.
So like the fact that it's the Mafia and stuff, I think we got away with it a little bit more. But like I think the other thing that might make it a little stressful is, God forbid you're in a video with the opposite gender.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
we get shipped all the time. Like
I can
all
imagine.
the time. People are like, are you dating? Are you this? Are you that? And stuff like that. And like I think like it can get a little nerve-wracking as well because like of the fact that like if I'm dating somebody or something like that, it's like it's my business. It's not
Yeah.
necessarily your business to tell. Like so
And-
that can get a little like nerve-wracking too to be in a
Yeah.
video with a guy.
Well, it's tricky. Like, you think of people who always talk like, you know, I have a work wife or a work husband. It's like
Yeah.
not public. So, you
No.
know, there's relationships where it's like, oh, well, you're going to get food with your work wife or your work husband, and it
Yeah.
like messes things up. You guys, like, you could essentially be out in public and with somebody that you are talking to and be like, well, where's your girl at? What you doing with her? Or,
Literally, yeah.
and
Oh,
I can
totally.
see that being crazy.
And
like,
people like when I go live, at least if I'm in like another video with like another guy or like anything like that, they're just like, well, what happened to Colton? Like what is this? Like
Damn,
like our
Colton.
whole
I know,
group-
right? I just get
Oh my
thrown off
God!
the bus.
If I'm in like a group with like Jill, Jay, like our whole like group in Aruba, the whole Mafia team and stuff like that. If I'm in a video with just one of them, people are just like, so I guess
That's
Colton
it.
doesn't exist anymore. And it's like fake. I'm just like, I can't make
It's
a
so
video.
funny. And you wouldn't even think about that, like, just watching you guys, like, I mean, I can see where kids would assume that, but, like, me being
Yeah.
on the other side, I'm just like, oh, these kids are having fun and doing content,
Yeah.
but, like, it really is so impactful in people's lives. Like, people probably wake up and check to see if you guys post, and
Yeah.
I'm sure of it, and it is crazy to see, like, you know, when you post on Instagram and like you refresh the second after and there's already like 10 15 people and it's
Yeah.
just like, okay, like
Yeah.
slow
Yeah.
down.
Where are you guys at followers-wise now?
I'm about to hit 900,000.
Okay.
And I just passed 1.7 million.
So, I mean, think of this, right? Together, it's 2 million people.
Yeah.
Okay, like, I've been to festivals like Bonnaroo. It's 100,000 in a field. Can you imagine 1 million, 2 million people just, like, every day?
Staring at you.
Yeah, like...
That's the thing. Like when people ask, like, "Oh, how does it feel to be famous?" or "Do you feel famous?" I always say, like, "Well, I don't because I don't physically
see it.
see them. Like, I don't. It's not like I'm on a stage and I see everyone. Like, I'm sitting at home with a number that just keeps going up
It's
or go down or
trippy.
whatever and stuff. So it's just like I don't feel necessarily famous because I don't see them.
Yeah, but then on the flip side, it's like these people are almost in your lives. Like, they're in your
Yeah.
rooms. They're in
Oh,
your,
yeah.
you know, in Aruba
Everywhere.
with you, like, all over.
Yeah.
And whatever you record, they see.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so it's like the only time you get privacy is when you just don't touch your phone
Yeah.
at
Disconnect
all.
altogether.
Mhm.
Do
Yeah.
you guys take the time to disconnect at all? Like,
Yes.
is it
Yeah.
a priority? How do you approach that?
Well, the thing that I like about the two of our friendship is that, like, in the beginning, we would, like, make TikToks. Like, when we first met, we were just like, okay, we're gonna make so many TikToks, people are gonna lose it and stuff like that. But, like, I give ourselves credit because now whenever we hang out and stuff, we sometimes will just, like, sit our phones down and just, like, talk or hang out or whatever and stuff like that. And it's not like our friendship is based around an app. Like, we'll take the time to put our phones down and just...
Or make more than a couple videos and then we'll draft them.
There you
Mhm.
go.
And so,
Mm.
say we want a day off, we can just post one of those drafts, you know, not have to work or anything, and just leave it. And then, yeah, put your phone away and enjoy everyday life.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, not for nothing. I'd assume too, like, living on the app is like artists that kind of listen to other artists all the time. Like, it's probably easy to kind of not have so much of your own identity if you're so invested in the app as to get
Mhm.
influenced by like all this other stuff.
Oh, totally. A lot of other cosplayers and other, you know, people who do trends and stuff, you know, that, yeah, no, you see a lot of influence and, you know, you're like, oh, I could use that idea, or I
Yeah.
could, that's a cool way, let me, you know, switch it up so I'm not stealing their content or whatnot.
Yeah, well,
give 'em
you
credit.
disconnect, like, you could have more original ideas in the free time.
Oh, yeah.
How do your families feel about all of this? Do they you even understand? Because, like, I don't even think
You go
my
first.
fam understands radio. They're like, oh, yeah, he goes to work at night, he comes home. But, like,
Yeah.
you know, do they realize that, like, 1 million people are keeping up with y'all?
Well, your
Yeah.
dad's funny with TikTok.
Well,
Yeah,
like,
like, how'd your dad handle you getting
in
recognized?
the first, I never told any of my family, I just did it by myself.
Alright.
And then this one day, I was gonna go out to breakfast with my dad, and I was gonna tell him, I'm like, hey, look, I'm on this app, and you know, I'm getting a lot of followers, and it's maybe something like a career choice I want to do. And we sat down, and right as I was about to tell them, the waitress comes up to me and says, "Are you Clapdaddie from TikTok?" And my dad's eating. He stops. He's like, who?
Like,
and I'm just
I'm
like,
his daddy.
yeah, I'm just like, yeah, by the way, Dad. And I told him, and I showed him the videos and stuff, and he actually thought it was really cool. And he has his own little TikTok that he makes.
Yeah?
He makes
OG
videos.
Daddy.
His name is OG Daddy.
I gotta follow him. Is he like, does he ask you for shout outs and like promo?
He always comes up to me, he's like, hey, Colton, let's do a TikTok. And I'm like, what do you want to do? He's like, I don't know, you got to make it.
Just
I'm
wants to go
like,
viral.
yeah, he just wants to go viral.
I
So
love it.
Every once in a while, he's in a video too.
That's a great way to have that convo too, because like I'll say when I sat down with like my family and I'm like, yeah, so I want to do radio, I'm dropping out of college. It's like explaining to them like, well, I have the potential to maybe build something.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, well, all right, well, he got recognized, so something's happening.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you almost believe off rip as opposed to even having to sell it.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, like with my father, it's just like, hey, I'm on this app and whatnot. He's just like, well, what about
OG
college
Daddy.
and this? I'm just
Yeah.
like, well, maybe we can just put that off to the side, see where this goes. Just like your radio.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you the truth too. Like being a little further, I guess, ahead in entertainment and like dropping out of school. Like again, I'm 29 now, so like, I remember at first like not being in college and being like, is this gonna work? And like, over time, I've seen so many kids that really pour everything into school the same way I've poured everything into my brand, the way you guys are doing.
Yeah.
And I think in the long run, like it ended up making me happier. I'm able to live freer, where it's like, I have friends that are in school that have so much debt and like they can't put down their phones, and it's like you're tied to this kind of clear cut like box that they put you in.
Yeah.
Where like if you guys wanted to say, you know what, I don't even like the attention, I want to be an entertainer. You at this point have marketing skills, you have branding skills, like there's so many social media skills galore. Like I get resume, like Indeed like suggest jobs all day. Every job is like help manage your social media, and like nobody has a better resume at doing that than you guys. So
No, and also what you could do with social media too is you could trickle it down. So say you want to go to YouTube, or say you want to Twitch, or
everything,
Instagram or Facebook or whatnot. You can promote everything down the levels and still get that good content everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys, if say 5 years from now, you guys are like, you know what, I get doing content for these young kids, but I want to be in movies. It's like such an easy transition as opposed to now going to acting school and auditioning and doing like you have this built-in following and people love you. It's like a given.
Well, I wanted to be like an actress, and I didn't drop out, but I just never went to college. And I remember going throughout high school and people were just like, that's stupid, like you should go to college. And I was like, well, there's some things you just can't learn in college. Like I can go to acting class, but I also can go down the street and take an acting class. Like I'm not gonna there's some stuff that you have to learn by experience and not by books.
And it's organic, and I think ultimately with the way just the world is going, people want to see you be yourself. They don't want to see like you be a trained taught. Like there are skills you have to learn, but like you said, it's like the fact that you didn't go to school for it and that you're in a position now where you could really explore what characters you want to be. Like it just opens up such a lane. And like not for nothing, whoever invented college definitely didn't go to college. So.
It's true.
They did all right.
And TikTok is like a great place for like acting as well. So like I like had one friend who he also wants to be an actor and stuff, and he just had somebody see his like whole cosplay and stuff and tweeted about it and everything, like a huge director. And it's like those are the experiences that you can have. It's like social media is so big and so vast, like more than a lot of people know, and it gives you so many more opportunities too.
Well, before I ask you guys what's in the future, I definitely have to ask, has anybody like big reached out to either of y'all that you were like in shock, was aware of what's going on? Like is like Drake slid in one of your DMs or something?
No.
Drake, hit me up. No, I think the God, give me a second. Let me think about this. Colton, you go first.
Probably the biggest shock was Gilmer and Jaden Cruz, the Cruz brothers, messaging you or even liking your posts. Because, like, I started off, I think, like at 20,000 followers when I started doing the Mafia thing, 30,000 followers. I just hit 20. So that's pretty small. And, Jaden and Gilmer have like 23 million, I think.
Yeah, something.
That's insane.
And so seeing that like from them or seeing that comment or even, just even the follow, it's just like, well, like, what did I do? Like, what
You're
did I
doing
hit?
something right.
Yeah, no. And also other big influencers as well. Noah Banks or who's another big influencer?
The Nafati twins.
The Nafati twins. Just even
Ian.
getting to talk with them and stuff, and seeing their point of views and seeing their lifestyle as well, because every big influencer I've met is like totally what you don't expect, and they're super chill. I'm not saying they're bad. Like, you expect this like nose in the air, like, well, I have 23 million followers, you have 1.7,
they're
it's
just
nothing.
Same thing.
But they're really just down to earth, awesome people.
I think people could say that you guys too. Like, like, not for nothing. Like I said, I expected you to show up in a suit, and it's like y'all are actually more regular than I would assume, in like a great way. And the way what you're telling me as far as like having this million, but not necessarily feeling that because it's so spread out and it's like it's a lot. It's a number essentially. Mm-hmm. I'm guessing it's the same for people with 20 million. It's like even though maybe they might get recognized more often or have a bigger following, still it's like they're kind of in their rooms just doing content or wherever, doing content.
And I have to say, like, it probably was the same people as well. Like when Jill, when Noen, when all these people like started like to follow me, or even I had some TikTokers that were huge that would come up and say, I'm such a big fan. Like, I love your character so much.
Sick.
And that, like, to have those people that I saw like on the app and stuff like that come to me and say like, I'm such a fan of you, I'm just like, oh God, I'm not prepared for this much love. But when I'm like friends with like a lot of them now, and like the twins, we can like call them, we can like Jill and Jay, like they're just on the phone to us, and they're just really good friends of ours at this point. So it's interesting going from a place where I was just in my room making videos and like freaking out when people started to follow me to now just like, oh, like, no one hit me up, or like, oh, whatever,
you're
this
part
person
of
talked to me. Yeah.
Like, y'all essentially are part of and are building a community of people, and like I'm sure now at this point people get that vibe when you hit them up. It's like I'm sure people are ecstatic when they see.
Oh no, it's crazy. Like, I just came back from Maryland and we did a little meet up there. And like it hit me because it's crazy to be like saying, like, someone come up to me like, yo, I've always wanted to meet you, or can I have a hug, or can you sign this? And it's just like, wow, like that's like kind of like a mind blown thing, because it's just like someone like wants my autograph. And like I was never big on social media, I never had an acting career. I love filming and cinematography. That's what I went to college for. But like I've never did theater or acting classes or nothing. And then when people come up to me and be like, "Yo, I love your acting," or "I love your, film shots," or whatever, it's just like, "Oh, thank you." Like it was just a natural, out of the blue.
I think you guys both worked very hard for it, but to some extent it definitely chose you too. Like it seems like this kind of is something you start doing for fun, and it just becomes your life, because I mean, you being ready to go to school and then put it off, you trying to get into acting and not knowing how to approach it, and then boom, you have this road ahead of you where you could do crazy stuff in acting. Is like incredible.
And of course there's the interesting parts where like old people that like didn't really talk to you are hitting you up and you're just like,
yo,
hi.
Remember when you said I couldn't act?
Yeah, remember that? That's crazy.
I'm about to act like I don't know you.
Honestly.
Crazy Oscar.
So what's the future? Because I don't know, even like I feel like TikTok is the future, and y'all have been so embedded in it now that like what's the next thing that you want to do? Have you thought about that?
Well, I still want to get into like acting, so like, and I eventually down the track would like just to be behind the camera and like direct and write and everything. So I think that's the direction I'm going into, and if TikTok takes me in that direction, then cool. But right now I'm fine just hanging out, making TikToks in my room.
Fun.
So.
Nah, I love it. I think you guys are still young too, where it's like you have plenty of time to figure it out. Like, like I said, you never know. I mean, like you mentioned, you could go fall in love with video games and be on Twitch in a couple months and blow up in that world. But how about you? What's your vision?
Never thought about being acting, but now with TikTok, possibly. Like I said, I always joined filming and cinematography, so maybe something with cameras in the acting business or in the movie business, or also Twitch or YouTube. I'd like to do that as well in the future, because I play video games, so it's why not just throw a camera up and have everyone enjoy it. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me.
Of course.
What else are you gonna do while you're in the city? I mean, I know you've been to New York a lot. Have you come out here often?
No, this is my first time in New York.
Oh, word? Okay.
Yeah, so it's...
You gotta show him around.
Yeah, I showed him around a little bit, teaching him slang,
The driving part is the crazy part here.
Yeah, driving's nuts.
I've never seen someone just turn it into, like, in front of a car and then the car stop. That's like, I'm like, oh... I'm gonna die. So
they don't do that where you're from, like, be on some
no.
like, watch out.
LA is just like just this, like just
Slow
traffic at all
traffic.
times like this. Everyone's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry.
They're
And then New York's
happy.
just like, move.
It's a great day to be in traffic. It's so sunny out.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
beautiful. It's a great
honestly.
day for that.
Yeah, New York's like, get the fuck out of the street.
No,
Yeah,
I know.
exactly.
Yes, I've
Literally.
never heard so many horns honk in my life than in New York.
Yeah, when I the whole like thing where it's like I'm walking here, it makes complete sense.
Yeah.
That whole scene makes complete sense coming back to New York.
Oh my gosh.
So.
Well, I hope y'all have a blast. Anytime you need anything out here, I know everybody's, whether it's food or plugs or whatever, holla at me.
For sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you for having us.
Thank
of
you
course.
guys. I appreciate it. Let them know where to find you at. You could let this guy know.
That one down there.
That one. Oh, okay.
Okay, would you like to go?
Hi. My Instagram is Caoimhe Morris. Good luck spelling it. Caoimhe. So yeah, and my TikTok's Caoimhe Morris. So.
And you can find me on TikTok at Clapdaddie or Instagram too, Clapdaddie_.
And
So.
I'm gonna do your dad a favor. Shout out to OG Daddy.
OG
Shout
Daddy.
out to OG Daddy. Yes,
Y'all
my
follow
father.
OG
Y'all go
Daddy
follow
on-
OG
You
Daddy.
gotta give him some clout.
Give him a little clout.
Yeah, for that name, we definitely got to get him some clout. Guys, come
Yes.
on. Those boats.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming through. You know what it is, Hip Hop Mike live on Station Head.